I wasted time, energy, and money with these mistakes so that you don't have to. Here are 5 things I wish I knew before starting my business. So when I was starting Oso Curly and UK Curly Girl 10 plus years ago, I learned everything by myself. Bear in mind, we did not have AI back then. Well, we had the internet, but we didn't really have like bank of videos for free on how to start a business on YouTube like I have here on my own channel. I really created these videos because there wasn't many out there at the time. There are definitely things that I would do differently now if I was starting a business today. So hopefully this saves you some time and headaches if you're just getting started. So let's just get straight into it. Number 1 is protecting your IP. This is something that was a huge mistake for me. Okay, I'm still getting over it to this day. I took counsel from actually the wrong people, and I should have done a lot more research on intellectual property. What I didn't know at the time of inventing my reversible satin pillowcase is that I could have got the design registered, which isn't that expensive at all. A lot of people told me I couldn't get a patent, and patents are very expensive. They're in the thousands, and you have to get like a lawyer and all of this stuff. So that is a big investment. As a small business owner, you probably aren't going to have, and certain products can't get patented, which is what I'd been advised multiple times about my pillowcase design. But I really messed up on that in the beginning, and now, as you probably seen, my pillowcase is being sold all over Amazon, all over Shein and TikTok shop, which is very annoying. But you know, it happens to a lot of brands. Look at like Tangle Teaser, that's happened to them multiple times, and it can be very costly trying to fight that. Even I know Bounce Curl with their brush, it's been happening to them too. If you are designing something from scratch, you do want to try and protect that design as much as you possibly can. Typically, you want to get your name, your business name trademarked, and also your logo trademark. Don't wait until you're a bigger business, because you never know, someone may copy it. And you also want to just check the register for yourself. I've seen so many small businesses on TikTok start a business, get really big, and then they get hit by huge companies just because they didn't look into whether their name is similar or could be targeted by a bigger company. So make sure you do your research. You can also get free advice from IP lawyers. I know I've used Briffa in the past. I will link it down below, but they're really good, and they'll give you one-on-one advice, like a consultation for free for like half an hour. Next, my biggest mistake was not getting my pricing right, and I have done a whole video on this, which I will again leave down below. And I also created a pricing calculator so that you don't get this wrong, okay? Because if you don't price your products correctly, you're not going to be able to sustain a business. You're not going to be able to pay your recurring costs, marketing, investing back into inventory, and you're not going to be able to pay yourself. Along with in this pricing thing, I just want to mention financially, you do want to be tracking your income, your expenses, and you do want to invest in an accountant very soon after starting your business, because it will save you so much stress, especially when it comes to tax returns and stuff. I use Xero. You can check that out. I do have a video all about Xero as well. I'll link down below. But that just makes everything so much easier. You can see your P&L, and you can figure out how much you need to save aside for your tax return. You probably won't need to pay a tax return within the first tax year, but at least you can see how much you should be saving aside for when you do have to do your tax return. And if you do get in a problem and you haven't got enough money to pay your tax bill, HMRC are generally quite good with you. They will set up a payment plan. I know I've done that in the past, and I had to pay over like a year period a monthly fee. There are options for you, especially if you're a smaller business. Next is diversifying your suppliers and manufacturers. I have had a problem with suppliers my whole business journey. I've relied on this one fabric supplier because the fabric that I use is very hard to find, especially here in the UK. So when I did find one here in the UK, I held on to them tightly. They have had multiple price increases over the years, and I've just had to stomach that increase. In return, I have lost a lot of profit. I recently have finally found another alternative outside of the UK for much cheaper, but that took me a lot of time and a lot of research. What I recommend for you watching this is to do that research and to take take that time because it's going to save you so much in the future. Make sure you have multiple suppliers and multiple manufacturers you can rely on, because if one manufacturer closes, if one supplier raises their prices, you are not going to be stuck having no inventory to sell. I remember when 2020 happened, my manufacturer factory of course had to close. I did not have an alternative, so I actually had to use my friend's mum. Like, she does seamstressing on the side, and she had to make up my products for me, which was a blessing. But you don't want to be left in that position, and you do want to have backup. Having low was great, maybe even having like a freelance seamstress. Then you may want to have a supplier on Alibaba, a supplier in Europe, and then a supplier here in the UK. So at least you have backups. If one is on holiday, if one closes, you have another choice. That is very key. And if you take one thing from this video, that's the one thing I would say to take. Consistency over perfection, and do not be scared to share your journey and share your failures. That is something that has held me back for so many years, because I am an introvert, I am quite shy, and I don't really like to share so much online. But I have learned that the more that you share, the more you show the behind the scenes of your journey, the more people are going to support and follow along. And I've definitely seen a difference. Like when it was 2020, 2021, I was fearless. I was sharing so much behind the scenes stuff. You know, lately, the past few years, I haven't done that as much. Like, my confidence hasn't been like sky high with my business. I'm starting to get back to that now, and I'm noticing a difference. So I highly recommend from day one, create like a series on social media and share the journey. Another thing that I've been seeing a lot is like fear and shyness is not going to get you paid. And it's so true. Honestly, guys, it's so true. Even if you are introvert, even if you are shy, try and just step outside of your comfort zone, and I swear to you, it's going to make a difference. And consistency alongside that over perfection is going to take you so far, because if you stay holding back because you're waiting for the perfect product, the perfect time to launch, you probably won't do it. My product has evolved many times over the years, from a difference in colors, a difference in fabric, a difference in a product, in a difference in the design. And that is because I didn't start with the perfect product. I just started and then evolved it over time. I took on the feedback and made the changes that needed to be made. And consistency, especially when it comes to your content, is huge. You want to stay consistent with posting, because as a business owner, we are now content creators, whether we like it or not. And the last mistake that I would say you need to avoid, and one that I've made in the past with my business, is time management. Just really taking things serious. Treat your business as if it's a huge business from the very start, and you will see growth so much faster. Lock in. Watch loads of videos on YouTube about the lock-in. I did one myself about locking in and getting to your goals. Test out the 12-week year. Pray on your business, declare it, and just work on it every single day. Go to a coffee shop, put headphones in, and just work on your business for a few hours every single day, and you will see such a big difference. A lot of the time we procrastinate and we just really long out the task. The goals that you have could be done in a way shorter period if we just focused in and spent more time on them. Hard work and consistency really does pay off, but of course I have to incorporate God within this, because I really do feel like favor has taken me so much further than hard work. You do want to work hard, but you also want to rely on God as well, because there are things that God can do for your business and for your life that you could never do. So make sure you're also prioritizing your spiritual life. Those are the mistakes that I made as a business owner that I don't want you to make. Comment down below, what is the one that resonated with you the most? Make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.